So we're here in Vila Alva, a small traditional Alentejo village. It has a long history of Talha winemaking, and the people who grew up a long time before they did leave Vila Alva didn't even know that this is a special form of doing wine. So this is a winery was a winery of Mestre Daniel. He was a carpenter, and in this building he had his office in the front, and on the back side he had his little winery. He already had 26 of the big Talyas where he made every year his wine. The grandchildren, they inherited the 26 Talyas, wants to honor the Talyas left from the grandfather, and second, to honor the tradition the Romans left more than 2,000 years ago here in the region. The village used to have 72 wineries. So the festival aims to open the wineries which are still have some Talyas left or are still in usage, to give their wine tastings in the ambiente.
Alentejo, and this is a really special place for us, for my family, because this is the winery where my grandfather made wine for 30 years.
So I wasn't really sure what to expect, but it's incredibly cool for anyone who has done like a lot of vineyard visits or done a lot of like tastings. It's a completely different way of making wine, and it makes it feel like you've never learned anything before, ever. They're very cool to see in person. And it kind of feels like you're tasting wine that has been passed down to you from ancient Rome, and you kind of feel like the Talyas are like sentries and standing over you when you're sitting in the tasting room. It's a very different and it's a very interesting experience. I'm really glad that I tasted it, and considering I don't normally like natural wine, I really like all of these. I wasn't sure if I was going to, so it's been a nice surprise, honestly.
Olá, tudo bem? Tudo bem? Olá, tudo bem?
Tu não?
Não, eu tenho esta nova empresa de enoturismo chamada Portugal Unfiltered. Nós começamos nas 06, depois aqui. E enfim, o Hamilton.
Sim.
Mas eu estava a mostrar a salsicharia para elas.
Sim,
então.
sim.
So, for the ones that don't know, my name is Hamilton. This is my small project together with my wife. We are the founders of this. And it's a little bit more than a vineyard or a winery because it's also our house, okay? So we are not from around, we're from Porto. I moved to Alentejo because of work, obviously. Susanna came with me. Our kids were not born yet. And the reason why we are in Vidigueira have to do with work, because for 14 years I had been the head winemaker of Cortes de Cima. Then in 2020 I moved to Mochão. That is 110k from here, but that was already going. When we bought the place, it was the year of 2008. There was absolutely nothing here. There was these few olives trees, they were all over. We transplanted them to here. We tried to move them as careful as possible so we didn't lose any. We lost one, most unfortunately, was there. It didn't succeed, but it was the only one we lost. We have 75, we moved 60. We knew that this was farmed before. in somehow in not intensive, but same time intensive farming, because was the place where the families used to grow their own vegetables, okay, because the abundance of water. So for 10 years, the very first thing we have ever made was the fences to close the place, as we allowed the land to grow natural cultures. So we call it coberto vegetal, okay? I used to say that where I work is where I make money, here is where I spend it. All the house was made in turn of this old lady. Is a really, really, really old olive tree, much older than what it looks, because it's foliage in the middle. There's nothing on the middle. In here you can see it's totally, yeah, there's nothing on the middle. So that's a way to measure the year. They start to separate it.
Yeah, they just grow.
Yeah, they just grow. The idea of anything that we would do here always had to cross a few lines. That was always my idea for this place. So I don't want to make the best wine in the world, even because that don't exist, it's just stupid. But I want to make the wine that it have the face, the identity of this place. The wine that is grown in this wine region. And for that, few things were considered. The first thought was I have to study. I have to understand the place, the climate, the soils, the varieties, and the techniques. So I considered that I had to learn and study it, and that's what I have done.